Hey guys, welcome back to a video. So today I'm going to talk about my January wrap up and also my February TBR. And I normally don't set TBRs for the month because I am a mood reader. Most of the time, if I'm in the mood to read something specific, I'll pick that up. I won't go off of like a set list. It's kind of just whatever I feel like. But I've always admired the idea of setting TBRs just to help like maintain your reading goals, like giving yourself options so it's not just like all over the place. So I just wanted to try it, see how it goes for me. I'm gonna try not to be too ambitious with it, but I feel like I'll end up setting a super high TBR, super ambitious TBR, and just never achieve it. But that's okay. So for now, I'm just gonna start with talking about my January wrap up. So I read 5 books in January, which is actually pretty good for me. Normally I read about maybe 3 books a month if I'm lucky. I know I could fix this by listening to more audiobooks or just like spending more time reading than like on my phone, which I'm very guilty of. But I read 5 and I'm really proud of myself. So the first one was Gwen and Art Are Not in Love by Lex Croucher. This came out in November, and I actually started it earlier than November because this is actually an ARC copy. I got sent it because I won a Goodreads giveaway, and I started it, I think I got it in like September or October of last year. Started it, and then it just took me a long time to finish. Honestly, I can't even remember why. I'm really good at that though. But I really liked it. I think I ended up giving it a 4 stars. Basically, it's kind of a King Arthur retelling where you have Gwendolyn and Gabriel, and they are the son and daughter of this king, and then you have Arthur, who is like a descendant of King Arthur from the Knights of the Round Table story, and then you have this lady knight named Bridget, and basically the whole story is about them navigating their kind of dynamics in and out of like royal court and also with each other, because Gwendolyn and Arthur are in an arranged marriage and they're, you know, supposed to be king and queen together one day, but Arthur actually has feelings for Gabriel and Gwendolyn has feelings for Bridget, so they don't really know what to do. But this book is so funny. I tabbed it. These are my tabs. I have funny, moments I love, and then quotes, and you can see how many orange tabs I have. This book is hilarious. I was either laughing out loud or just like trying not to giggle in public because it was so funny, and it's just such a good time. Like it was just fun. It's just a fun YA book. That's the best way to describe it. So I really highly recommend it. And so the next 3 I'll talk about together because they are the last 3 books in the ACOTAR series. So first we have A Court of Wings and Ruin. I read this in like a week, I think, which is really good for me because most of the time when I read Sarah J Maas books, it takes me at least a month, mainly because they're so big and I want to like save everything, but I was just eating this one up. It was so good. I won't say too much of what it's about because spoilers, but basically just war, and yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. Really loved it, and I'm really sad it's over. I absolutely loved this one, and I know a lot of people don't, which is kind of surprising. People don't really like ACOWAR out of the entire series. I think this is an unpopular opinion, but I read ACOWAR faster than I did ACOMAF. I sound like I'm speaking a foreign language, but yeah, I don't know what happened. I loved it. And then we have A Court of Frost and Starlight. I think everyone has the same consensus about this. Either they give it 5 stars because they just love the good times between the characters, or they give it like 3 or 3.5 stars because it was just an okay, like cute little novella. I gave it 3.5 stars, not because it was bad, not because I just don't think it deserved 5 stars, but just compared to like the other stories with like full character arcs and everything, this was just a fun time. So 3.5 stars. But I love the like winter setting, like Christmas setting, because I kind of read it like a little bit after Christmas, like in mid-January area. So it was nice to revisit that a little bit. And then last but not least, we have A Court of Silver Flames. I recently finished this and I absolutely loved it. I'm pretty sure it's my favorite. out of the series, but that's a really hard decision to make because I love all of them. So I really have a newfound appreciation for Nesta. I won't say too much because again I don't want to spoil, but at the beginning I never really liked her. Like that's hard to say because I like all the characters for the most part, except Tamlin and some other people. But like I liked her. I thought she might have potential, but after this I love her. I have such an appreciation for her and for what she's been through, and I just understand her a lot better now. And it just feels like a full circle moment because she has had so much development, and I think she's very underrated. I know a lot of people talk about her, but I think she deserves more love. I love Nesta. As an eldest daughter, I love her. Don't have sisters, but I have brothers. So yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. I love this book and I highly recommend. Okay, and then to close out the books I read in January, finished This Time It's Real by Anne Liang, or Liang. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm so sorry. This is just a cute YA contemporary romance, I'm pretty sure. It follows Eliza, who writes an essay. It's supposed to be a personal essay, but she uses it to talk about like this fake boyfriend that she made up. And then it goes viral and she has to figure out what to do. And then her classmate and also famous actor Kaz, she takes him up on the opportunity because it will be beneficial for his career and to save her ass. So they strike up a deal and it's just a fun time. I think I give this 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was really cute. It went by really fast. I read it I think in like 2 days maybe. But for me it didn't hit quite the same as Anne Liang's other novel did, If You Could See the Sun. I loved that book. It was so good. This one, it kind of had the similar vibes and I loved the story. It just, some things fell off the mark. I found myself getting annoyed at Eliza and Kaz a lot because Eliza never admitted to herself anything. So I was like, this could be summed up in like, you know, less than this if she just admitted to herself and didn't like self-sabotage, which I understand that's for the plot, but my practical brain is like stop. So I understand it's also just like teenager things. So yeah, not bad, very cute. I highly recommend for a quick like spring time read because it reminded me of spring a lot. So that sums up the wrap up portion of this video, and now we're gonna get into the TBR. So forgive me if I ramble on or just don't say enough. I've never really set a big TBR before. Like I've made plans for it, for like what I'm gonna read during the month, but I've never, I guess, talked about it before. So yeah, we'll start with what I'm currently reading. I'm currently reading Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I borrowed this from a friend who wanted me to read it because she had mixed feelings about it. She only got like nearly halfway through and she was finding herself like annoyed with the dialogue and some of the stuff going on. And so far I have to agree with her. I'm really not liking this a lot. Like it's not bad, but it is so similar to Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard and The Hunger Games that it almost is kind of like, is this allowed? Like, I really don't know how to explain it, but I have noticed that the dialogue, it seems very forced sometimes. I won't go into a full critique because this is just supposed to be a TBR. I'll save that for like my reading vlog or like next month's wrap up if I finish it. I don't know whether I'll actually finish this month because one of my goals for this year is to DNF books I'm not enjoying, and if I'm not enjoying this, I'm not going to read it. So I'm hoping it gets better. I'm hoping I end up liking it and I can push through, but right now it's sitting at like 3 stars and it's on the way down to a 2. And I am also currently reading The Magician's Nephew by C.S. Lewis. This is the first book in the Chronicles of Narnia. I know the movies get confusing with the books because they didn't make a movie out of this one, but it follows Diggory and Holly and their 2 little children, and it's all about like the origins of Narnia and like how it actually came to be. And I started it at the beginning of January and I'm like literally exactly 50% through. It's so quick, so fast. I could fly through the series in a day if I wanted, but I don't know, I kind of just put it down. It doesn't have the same charm as The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe does. It just doesn't follow the same characters. That's probably why. But it's still interesting. I'm still liking it, and I'm hoping to finish it very soon because I'm halfway through and it's very small. And next I'll be doing a buddy read of Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid with my friend Haley. We were just looking for a book to buddy read together because we try and do that periodically. I have another friend who read this in 24 hours and she said she loved it, and I know it's pretty popular, so I'm hoping I really like it. It seems like something I'd like, so we'll see. I really am excited about this. Honestly, I don't know what it's about. I think it's about this family and like a summer party, and it takes place in 24 hours, I'm pretty sure. And there's just a bunch of family drama and like secrets and siblings, and yeah. It says, our family's siblings throw an epic party to celebrate the end of summer, but over the course of 24 hours, their lives will change forever. So it takes place in Malibu in 1983. So I think the vibes will be great. Like, I can already imagine like kind of how I can already picture it in my head kind of. So yeah, I'm interested to see Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing because, like I said, I've never read anything by her before, and I know she's very popular, so I'm interested to see how I like this. So maybe I'll also enjoy her other books. So those are books I definitely plan to get to. Powerless, we'll see, but the other two are definitely books I plan to finish this month. But the thing about me and TBRs is that I am always like, well, what if I end up changing my mind and I don't want to read it anymore later this month? Because what if I get new books, or, you know, what if I'm not in the mood for it? And that is the killer of my reading. Like, that is how I end up not reading, because I don't read anything. And it's also what keeps so many books on my physical TBR, because I have a physical TBR of about 60 books right now. I've been trying to cut down on them, but I think the solution will actually be just sticking to a TBR I said. So we'll see how it goes. The next two can kind of be interchangeable. I'm kind of in the mood for a contemporary book right now. Just a break from fantasy right now after I finished ACOTAR, because it was so good. It kind of just, that's all I'm thinking of. So I won't say I'll read both of them, but I think one of them I'll get to. At least one of them I'll get to. And that is Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi and Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. This one I've heard crazy things about. People say it's so good. It's an ice hockey romance book, and people love it. And I just want to see what's there to love. I believe this is about this ice skater or figure skater named Anastasia and this hockey player named Nate. And, you know, classic romance book. Then we have Emergency Contact, and I believe this is about two high school students. They're going through stuff and they kind of just come together, and I think over texting they like find, you know, peace with each other and are kind of each other's escape from what's going on in their lives. Why it's called Emergency Contact. I really don't know anything else. My cousin read this and said she liked it, so we'll see how I like it. And I think this will be fast, and same with Icebreaker. Then, last but not least, for my February TBR, I have Ariadne by Jennifer Saint. I think that's how you say it. Kind of like a retelling of like the Greek myth about Theseus and the Minotaur, and then Ariadne, who is the Minotaur's sister on the island of Crete, when Theseus comes, kills the Minotaur, and then promises Ariadne to be his wife, but I think he leaves her, actually, is what happens in the myth. So this is told from Ariadne's perspective, and just about like what happens with that, and it seems like it's gonna be a character study, just like talking about her and, I don't know, her emotions. I really don't know much about this, and I'm not good at talking about my thoughts, I'm sorry. But the reason I want to read this is because I'm taking a Greek and Roman history class, and we're talking about a lot of Greek myths, so I want to be in that world right now without actually reading something complicated. I also have Circe on my physical TBR, but I'm very intimidated by that one, so I think this will be good to start with, and I've heard great things about this from YouTubers I watch. those are all the books I read in January and hope to read in February. I'm hoping I enjoy all of them. I did enjoy all the ones I read in January, and I have high hopes for the TBR I set for February, so I'm hoping I can get to all of them. Maybe I'll decide to pick up a random audiobook. Who knows? I'm not sure, and I will most likely end up switching these books around with books I'm more interested in, and I will plan to update you on that in my reading vlogs as best I can. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!